she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him.
My God, say that again, son.
And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called.
Turn it up a little bit for me. I gotta hear this. I want this to resonate in your spirit. I want this to go down into your soul. So I say it again, son. Brown, there you go.
And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man.
Stop. Delilah made this individual, turn me down a little bit. Delilah made this individual, Samson, he's a judge. He's an individual with a Nazirite vow. He's an individual that's not supposed to drink. He's supposed to be set apart, sanctified. He's supposed to be forbidden to cut his hair. He can't touch any dead thing. He already tore a lion in half. He already caught 300 foxes and lit their tails and sent them through the fields and caught the fields on fire. He killed 1,000 men with the jawbone of an ass. He was given strength by God. But this woman made him put his head in her lap and caused him, and he fell asleep. Look at somebody say, too familiar. Look at somebody else say, too familiar. He fell asleep on her knees, and then she called another man to cut the hair off of this man that she said she had something going with. And not only that, she cut off all 7 locks of his head, and then she began to afflict him. It's something when you think you're trying to be slick and that person's slicker than you. It's something when you think that you got it going on, but somebody got it going on better than you. It's something where God made a promise to you, and then you took that promise that God gave you, and you flipped it on his ear and thought you was better than God, and then now you get afflicted. Start from the beginning right there, verse 19, son.
And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him.
Wait a minute. As she cut his hair off, and she afflicted him, that's when his strength left. Brothers, you got to be careful when a woman just loves you. You think you all that. I know you bench press 325. I know you looking good, you ripped and everything else. She can get you, son. Y'all quiet. She can get you. Not only did she have his hair cut off, but she afflicted him and took his strength from him. His strength just left from him, and she began to afflict him. Next verse.
And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go as the other times before and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. Let's
do that in the Message Bible, son. Let's do that because people don't say wist too much anymore. Let's go to the Message Bible. Go ahead, sir.
Then she said, the Philistines are on you, Samson. He woke up thinking, I will go out like always and shake free. He did not realize that God had abandoned him.
God just left. God said, no, you like stuff better than me, so I'm gone. You know what? Since I've been in this church, over the past, I'm going to go back about 5 or 6 years, what I've noticed is that the men allow their women to mess them up. The men allow their women to mess them up. I remember when we were in a church and that church folded and everybody was all hurt up, and then somebody went to try to open the church up. I'm gonna leave the names out to protect the innocent, like FBI. And we went to the church. I went a couple of weeks and I said, no, I can't go here no more. And me and my wife was going to that church, and I left. And I went to another church. Somebody say amen. Because that church right there, as we broke up, the church still had to deal with some pain. And I was like, I can't handle this, I gotta go. And I didn't stay because my wife stayed for a couple more weeks. Y'all hear me? And a couple weeks later, my wife came with me because I was the head. Listen to me. Remember now, today is a day that we're supposed to get back to the Bible. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
What has happened is the church has completely adopted the world's philosophy, the way the world do. I've heard people say stuff like, if mama ain't happy, nobody ain't happy. That's a lie. Show me that in the Bible. What it should be is the wife give unto the husband due benevolence, and the husband love the wife as Christ loved the church. Somebody say amen.